Alright, so let's go over here, get some music going. And let's turn that volume way down. There we go. Alright. Sorry about the late start, everybody. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and drop stuff off. I was just trying to get some things sorted out, up and running here. Alright, so we're just going to drop all this stuff off really quick, because we want to... okay, we can at least get a couple. So what we're doing is just getting a couple of basic thrusters up and running. We can actually take, let's go ahead and grab a few more of these. There we go. What we're going to do is we're going to start taking off some of the extra thrusters up here, because we actually have our lateral thrusters. We've got retro, we don't have acceleration, so we can take off all of these other thrusters like these guys here, and we can use these to finish the thrusters that we're putting on the other section. Because I started building, and what I did is basically just laid out the outer perimeter of how big the section's going to be, and this may extend a little bit more, but for now that gets us where we need to be. So let's go ahead and get this welded up, this welded up, get a few more things running here. Now these don't have to be fully welded because they are going to come out, so I'm not too worried about that, but I do need so no additionals. Those are our little pushers. Hey Sharky, how you doing, buddy? Happy holidays. Turn the light on so we can actually see a little bit. And I think that was the last of. You know what? We don't need an extra thruster here. Let's take this one too. Alright. And that should be good. Okay, so what we're going to do is finish welding up a few of these. Like I said, we want to just basically have enough here to be able to control the direction of travel. Forward, reverse, up, down, left. Okay. Just need one more. Well, thank you, buddy. Just waiting for the new year now. Alright. Let's go ahead and we're going to drop all this stuff off, just so we can go like so. And then this is basically, like I said, this is really just so we can get a holding pattern on this thing. So what happened was, oh, I need to go back and grab more. So I moved the first two sections. I went ahead and merged those last week. So now our hangar and our assault section is all part of one ship. And as you can see, it's bigger than the building area. So I needed to get it out of the way so I could build the engine section. And then I realized I kind of need to have the whole thing together. So we're going to be merging this a little bit. Medieval PhDs. Yeah, that would be actually pretty interesting. I'm not too much on the medieval studies right now, so. But yeah, the medieval engineers is definitely on the list for the new year. Hey Shades, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. How you doing today? Happy holidays. Alright, so we want that. Oh, no worries. You may or may not enjoy the music. I got a bunch of things queued up today, so it's a little bit of everything. Alright. Okay, so now we have all of that. We need to get our gyro welded up. And I'm going to go ahead and drop this out so we can grab a small reactor as well. Let's grab the parts for the reactor first. And that was why. Okay. So let's go ahead and get our... We're just going to drop a reactor like right here. I mean, it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Obviously. There we go. Very nice, Shades. Very nice. Congrats again on the new place. Now the question is does the new place already have your internet connection set up? Because we all know your internet connection is the most important part of a new place. Because a new place is all fine and good, but if you're not upgrading your internet, then you know it's not worth moving. Alright. Most of December for both places? Very nice. So what you need to do is be able to bind them together so that you can double your network speed. Alright, so we've got 600 there. And we are going to go ahead and pull 10 out of there. Don't need much. Doesn't work like that. Well, you know, if you do it to one location, you can bond them. Bonded internet used to be the way to get more bandwidth. Specifically with like dial-up and ISDN stuff. Alright, so that is up and running. Let's go ahead and grab... Let's see what we got for cockpits here. You are small, unfortunately. Let's go... Yeah, just... what do I need to start this? Interior plate. Do I have any interior plates? No, I don't. That's okay. We'll just grab parts for it. It's fine. Ow. You have fiber in both places? Very nice. I've been fighting with our ISP to try and get them to bring fiber into our area. So... we'll see if they live up to the promises of the whole, with the repeal of net neutrality, whether or not we'll actually get fiber in our area. I'm not holding my breath. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna swing this beast around. I need to actually get this one moved as well. Let's get up here. This thing is going to be a beast when it's done. Alright. Slowly but surely. Alright, so what I'm trying to do... Let's go ahead and swing her nose up here a little bit. Yeah. I remember those days. I remember those days when you had to have a modem that you had to sit they used to call them cradle rest modems, because you had to set the phone cradle, or you had to set the phone headset into, or handset into the cradle. How's that for old school? Alright. Yeah, so what we're doing here is we're basically setting up the ship so that we can get the whole thing locked together. And I will probably end up turning off gravity on the base while we're doing this, just to make it easier to get around the ship. Well, even with the old internal modems, you still heard the tone unless you knew how to turn off the speaker, the enunciator. Alright, so let's go ahead and swing our nose up. Don't have enough power on this thing because we've only got 2 small generators running, or small reactors. So it makes it a little bit difficult to get things moving the way we want them to. I remember using them. That's the problem. It's not remembering them. I mean, I used to have the cassette-based tape drives for one of my PCs way back in the day. If that doesn't make you feel old, nothing will. Alright, so let's go ahead and level this off. We're waiting for this thing to come to a stop. Level her off just a little bit more. There we are. Okay. Now that should be good. Okay, so we did dig all of that out, right? You are still kind of close there. Let's make sure you are not actually touching. We do not want asteroid cooties on our new ship. Okay. For those who don't know, you may actually get stuck in the voxels if you're too close. So you'll see a lot of people try not to build as close to the stone as I did, but unfortunately, I didn't have a whole lot of space in here, so 128 megs of gaming GPU. Sharky, I remember when computers didn't have 128K of RAM. I was using IBM-based PCs back when Bill Gates made the statement of no system would ever need more than 128K. Alright. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to move this thing back a couple of blocks, probably about 5 blocks or so, and slowly start rotating, pitching up, I should say. You still have a PC? Nice. Alright. Now comes the part that absolutely terrifies me. Because I do not want to break anything. Because once I stand this thing up on end, we're gonna need to rotate it 180 degrees. So 22 kilos, no internal memory programming language. Nice. CPM 86. Yeah, well, to give you an idea, Shades, I took my first network engineering course. I should say my first networking course on the old Wang computers. So, alright, so let's check our angles here. I want to make sure everything is still clear. We look okay. I mean, the worst that happens is we end up with a couple of broken blocks and we can put them back together. Alright. Alright, that puts us pretty close. Yeah, there's actually, we have a tech-based, like a computer museum here in my area. And they actually have like one of the 3 surviving systems from Apple, like the first of those systems. They've got like the, they've got some of the old mainframes. I think they've even got a couple of the old original supercomputers and such. So, all right, so we're gonna flip you. We're gonna rotate this thing on its axes. All right, so let's rotate on axes. I actually meant to do this the first time around before we got that far, but oh well. It's fine. But all this to basically get everything to match up to that. All right. And once it's all locked together, we'll be able to take some of this stuff out and get it all matched up here a little bit better. Now we for come down more. That should be pretty close right there. All right. Switch from reverse to first. That's old. That is awesome. That's pretty good, man. Alright, so that should put us pretty bloody close. Are you still drifting? No. Alright, how close does that get us? That should get us. Should be about there, I think. I hope. If not, like I said, worst that happens is it all blows up and kills everybody. Only that height. Yeah, I know, right? How you doing, Johnny? Welcome to the stream. Happy holidays. Alright. What's really sad is I'm gonna have to go through and actually clean up a bunch of the other areas that I have set up already. Come on. I'm thinking we might take out that door and put a docking camera in again. Hey Bloodbane, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Happy holidays. Trump, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. So what we are doing is I have an outline. This is the rough area that my engineering section and main thrust unit is going to be. we are docking it up so that we can get some work done on the battleship today. Those are down just a touch. I really do need to install the docking camera mod. Alright. So it looks like we're a little bit off alignment here. It looks pretty close. So for the folks who have joined us, welcome. Hope you're having a fabulous holiday week. Getting ready for a terrific new year. I've been working on the battleship on and off for about 2 weeks now. And we're finally getting to the point where we're ready to put the engineering section in, hopefully. Yeah, my alignment's off just a little bit. So let's get her a little closer here. What we're going to do is we're going to swing around, see if we can line this up a little bit better. Now the reason I did this, I was doing this in sections, is because the building area I have is very small. And that should be where we need it on that axis. Looks like we're a little high. Match this thing up here in altitude and elevation here. There you go. Let's bring her back just a little bit. There you go. Alright. Hey, thanks for the host, Sadie. Oh, I'm sorry. Sadie just started watching. How you doing, Sadie? Long time no see. Hopefully you have been doing well. See if she actually pops into chat here. Now the question is are we going to blow up anything? That's always the question in Space Engineers. How are we looking on the... so that alignment looks good. Feel like we're just a touch below. That looks pretty good. Alright, so let's grab a quick save. Space Engineers is a perfect example of the old Windows adage, save frequently, save often. Yes, I know that is a redundant statement. And let's see if we blow it up. Oh, we nudged it. Alright, how close are we? Oh, just a little bit out of alignment. Okay. So it's going to be easier to move this beast than it is the other one. So we need to swing her just slightly to the right. Alright. Was it the right or the left? Which way do we need to take this thing? Thought it was to the right. Let's see. Man, I hate the fact that it does that. Come on. Alright. Got some drift in there. Hey Bloodbane, thanks for thanks for it, buddy. Appreciate that. Always appreciate the bits. No, so if it merges, it won't merge with the station. Both sections are set up as a ship, and neither section is connected to the station currently. So. And And it's merged. We merged with no explosions. Kind of anticlimactic, I know, but alright. So that's basically what we're looking for on the clearances for the engine nacelles. But we have one very large ship now. That is a lot of ads, Bloodbane. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you, buddy. Alright. Let's make sure everything connected through okay. Yep. Okay, so... And yes, I will end up taking one of these airlocks. Well, no, actually, I may leave both of those airlocks in. But now that that is done, we can do this. Just to show that it is actually merged, which is a good thing. We can then come in here. And then I left the little hatch here open so we can get the merge blocks out once we were done. Alright. So, now that we have everything merged up, let me give you a little tour for the folks that are new to the channel. This is the hangar space that we've been working on. As you can see, we have most of it finished now. We've got a little bit of walkway in here, so you can actually, once everything's done, we'll have a couple of grav generators the length of the ship. So we'll have 1G all the way through the entire ship. Everything's piped through. I'm going to be adding some more connectors and things. As you can see, I've already started working on some of them here. And then on the forward section of the ship is the internals for our gravity cannon, our secondary storage area. We've got some shields up in here. We've got all sorts of things like gyros and a bunch of other stuff. We have a secondary emergency reactor in the case we ever lose the primaries. So yeah. They hit you with the 30-second ads? Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, and as you can see, we've got things in here that still need to be welded up. And if you come up this way, show you what we got going on over here. So this is stuff that I was working on for, like I said, for almost 2 weeks now. A little over 2 weeks. This portion here took, I think, close to 4 or 5 days between on-camera and off-camera time. Hey, Aetus, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the community. Now we are using the blast windows, the heavy armor window mod. This is one of the newer mods that's come out recently, and I'm really liking this thing. So, it's a nice little mod. And then obviously the passageway mod. And this entire thing is piped up for both light as well as O2. So the entire ship can be pressurized and sectional off. So you don't have to worry about explosive decompressions. Yeah, I love that window mod. That window mod, I think, is going to make it onto my list of will be in every playthrough, along with the conveyor air vent mod, which is this right here. This thing is a conveyor block on 5 of the 6 faces, and then an air vent on the 6th face, and it does pass through for all of your conveyor needs. It's an awesome mod. And then obviously we're using the MechSpecs weapon mod, and then tiered thrusters as well. And I think that's the extent of for the most part. The only other thing I have installed is the Earthbreaker, Azimuth Light, and the modular ion drives. And I only installed the modular ions for one of the ships that I brought over from creative mode. Alright. So this is everything. This is going to be base level there. And we're going to take some of this out. Not all of it, just some of it. Just to make it a little easier to get around the place. Alright. So now comes the fun part. We're going to swap out that for the light armor blocks, because we're going to only have a few levels of heavy armor here. And now I do have the build and repair bots installed, but they are currently turned off, so that we can do the building without having the bots actually, you know, go crazy. They tend to enjoy building things faster than I want them to, so. So go ahead and grab a few more of these, get that leveled off there. Now we will be putting in some of the larger ion thrusters. I haven't decided which ones I want to use yet. I don't know if I'm just going to keep the ones out of the tiered, or if I want to use the azimuth. So if I use the azimuth stuff, it would be these, but I'm not a huge fan of the model. The model looks awesome, don't get me wrong, but I'm not sure these fit for the theme of the rest of the ship, especially since these are going to be recessed. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to just go with the tiered thrusters, and I may go to large. Okay, so let's go green. Let's see here. Because if we do these, I'm thinking, let's go ahead and grind this down really quick. So we can get this done. For 7.6, you should be able to downscale. If you oh, I forgot how to do it. There should be an option for because I am under affiliate status, I should have scalable, at least for the first couple of scales. Bottom right corner of the screen, I think it is. There should be an option to downscale to. And we're gonna bring you back. Alright. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a quick stopgap here to hold the whole thing together, because I'm gonna go over onto the other side and cut some pieces out as well. And I'm notorious for separating grids without remembering to not do that, so. Thank you, Sharky. Appreciate the help with that. Oop. Apparently I have too many parts on me. Let's go drop some stuff off really quick. Don't want to leave parts just floating around out there. let's drop off. That should be good for now. Yeah. What's really going to be bad is when I start greebling this thing. Because when I start greebling it, it's going to be... I always disconnect portions of the ship. It's really, really bad. Alright, so you're good there. And we're going to do this, like I said before, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing we did before. These are just temporary placeholders. We'll come back and take those out once we have more of the ship done. But this allows me to come back here and mirror that entire process. So. Go bring that out. Yeah, bring it out a little bit. Mine layer. Not worried about the mine layers. And we're gonna go do the same on this side. Alright. Okay, so that's even. We want one out. There you go. Okay. And that locks in those. And then what I'm thinking is how tall did we make this thing? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so if we bring this up and over, now do I want it here? So that's going to be there. Alright, and that went. So even with that, so it's there. Is that right? Yeah. Okay, now that should all... Nope, head back to one too far. Let's try that again. We can do this. There we go. So, figure keep it somewhat straightforward, but it'll also help us keep in line with the rest of the ship design. So we'll end up with 3 thrusters on either side for both port and starboard, forward and aft of the engineering section. And then we'll run a couple of smaller clusters of the small ion thrusters on both the top and bottom of the ship as well. Yeah, Johnny, I have no clue, Johnny. Yeah, I know Twitch has been making changes to some of their UI, so that may be something that has been overlooked in the new setup. Because I don't have any way to force the resolution out for everybody. All I can do is put it out at source, and then Twitch decides how everybody sees it, and then people should have the option to manually select whether or not you are using that resolution. So what did we do? We did one, and then... Right. So one to the side, one up. All right. So one to the side. Now I'll probably come back and rebalance these a little bit. Like I said, most of this really is just kind of placeholder, just so we can get an idea of what we're gonna do with it. And I may end up adding like another thrust, like another mainline thruster here somewhere on the center. But again, we'll see. We'll see. So it's perma-stuck now? That's stupid. Who at Twitch thought that was a good idea? If somebody knows somebody at Twitch, ask them. Alright. Okay, so that gives us some basic propulsion. Like I said, I'll probably come back and rework this. I am going to be putting some hydrogen thrusters on this as well. So, but for now, it gets us where we need to be. Okay. So now, what we're going to do here is I generally like to have a little bit of a hallway. And we're going to do this 2 blocks deep here. Okay, so if we're going there, let's go ahead and bring this back just a little bit. And we're going to go... like so. And the reason I'm doing that is because we're going to have thrusters, some lateral thrusters over here recessed into the wall. And I'm also going to run some piping so that we can put some more anti-air, anti-fighter, like anti-missile style systems in. So I'm just trying to get the basics of what our lines are going to look like here. Now I could flip that flat. We'll kind of like it vertical. I could take it that way instead, because we could do that. Make this line a little bit more aggressive. Let's see here. So we do that, take this back in here, bring her back that way, and let's go with 1, 2. I'm gonna do one more. Maybe do one more. Let's see how this looks. Maybe. Might work. So we want this to come down just a little bit, like, so that's going to be there, so there. So that's basically what that's the line we're trying to hit. So what we can do with this. Gravity is force divided by energy? Isn't it mass divided by force? I don't remember now. I just finished my stuff. I don't want to think about school stuff anymore, Sharky. Don't make me think about school stuff. Let's go... Not like that. Can we get away with... Actually, you know what? Let's do this way instead. Oh, come here. Is it over that way? Alright, so this is going to be whole space. This is going to be... Alright, so what we're doing here is see what we can come up with for our lines. So you're gonna go that, and then we're gonna drag her out one more line. There we go. Let's see what that looks like. Right, so. Alright. That'll work for now. Because you have 1g of acceleration, which is 9.8 whatever. 9.8 meters per second squared. Alright. Okay. So if I go in, that's going. Right. Okay, so that's the hallway. We're gonna have residential on either side of this. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know why the folks at Twitch would have changed the way that their system worked in that regards. That's rather annoying, actually. All right, so we're gonna have a couple of there you go. Still private sale. Okay. So we're gonna set it up with a couple of barracks on this side. Alright, show you what we're going to do here really quick. Let's go and get you out of there. Let's go for vent. Conveyor air vents. Gotta love these things. Alright. Alright. And what that allows me to do is to then pipe down and through the this main structure, and be able to have air vent in the hallway here. I'm thinking we're going to do double wide wall here. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna need to set up our refinery systems, we're gonna need to set up assemblers and cargo. So let's get the preliminary piping stuff. Ah, crap. And there it is. Let's go grab some plates. Thought I had more plates on me. Let's grab those really quick. There we go. Newtons per kilograms. How fat your character is. Yes, you can actually. It might actually be in the Space Engineers wiki too. I think somebody was being a smartass and they actually went through and figured out what the entire, like, what your character weighs, how tall they are, based off of the block references and such. There we go. And then this is just so we can remember where we're piping things through at. Alright, so we're gonna have, that's a hallway there, so we're gonna need a door here. Alright, so let's do, something like this. Grab that out of there. Let's grab this in here. This is going to be wall. Okay, so for those who are wondering, when you are looking at the window, you'll see that bluish circle to the right. That tells you that this is the right side up, and that you are looking at the inner section of the window. When you place it, you'll get that little danger tag. And what we're doing is we're setting this up so that we'll have crew space, which will have the ability to, you know, be able to open and close windows into the hallway. Zoot, thanks for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome to the community. Now, if we do central line plumbing here. Let's do this as it is right now. This will give us an idea where we need to place things. So we'll do a, don't I do doors on this, on the main hallway or on the side hallway? I think I'm gonna put doors on the side hallway. Let's put the door there. So we'll end up with a hallway, the door there. Now I did think about having it set up so that you could open these from the other side of the hatch, but you know, we're gonna give our crew at least a little bit of privacy, right? Not a fat panda, I'm a growing panda. Exactly. Now the idea is that this is actually set up to be just a small crew quarters for the flight crew. So it's going to be mostly barracks style. Okay, so that's going to be there. Alright, so let's go this way with it. Actually, let me check. Before I get too far into there, let me check the bed options, because we're going to be using these, and I think these require bunk beds inverted. Because I think these require endpoint connections. Yeah. So basically it'd have to be piped into the wall, which we can do. That's actually not that big of an issue. Let me just do this. Actually, for this one, let's take this one out. And what we'll do is we'll tie... Ah, we can do that. That's fine. Yeah, let's do that. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And... there you go. And what we'll do is we'll have a floor over here. Yeah, I'm liking that. Because now what we can do is we can take the air vent block that we were talking about before. Let's go ahead and grab these really quick. Let's have these. Let's use the reverse ones. Yes, let's get that out of there. Get that in here. We want the inverse. Actually, do I want that? Let's actually take this back one more line. Because what I'm trying to do is I want to set this up so that it's a little bit more... a little bit better thought out than what I normally do for these things. So there you go. There you go. I know, it's kind of like sacrilege, isn't it? Trying to actually plan things out in Space Engineers? Sacrilege. Actually, no, take that out. That way we can patch into that if we need to. There. And we want that there, that there. Okay. You get there, you get to go there, you get to go there, and... sure, we'll do that. And that'll give me an area here to put in some more things. There's a few things that I'm gonna plan on putting in here. There we go. Alright. Now we're gonna repeat that over on this side. How far back did we go? We want to add 2 and then bring that out. Right. We did what, 4? 3, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. And this gives us plenty of space in the case you ever want to do anything in multiplayer. Always a benefit. Now those things act as cryo beds, so you'll actually be able to use them in multiplayer as a way for people to save if you ever are doing stuff in multiplayer. You don't have to put in the bulky cryopods anymore. There you go. Those are all wired in. Alright, so now we will put the other beds here. So we now have quarters for at least 8 people. So you can actually, when you go to use these things, only one of the beds works, unfortunately. But it looks nice, so we're going to use it. Hey, no worries, man. You are always welcome to ask questions. The only way to learn is to ask, you know? Well, you can do it too, but I actually don't mind if people ask questions. I enjoy answering questions when I can. It makes me feel good about myself. But jokes aside, you're always welcome to ask questions. Never feel like you're asking a stupid question. I'll be glad to help if I can. $91 gigs a second? That's not too bad. Yeah, I do a lot of tutorials over on the YouTube side, so... But yeah, this is a chill stream, so it's nothing's overly pressing. So if you have questions or you know there's something that you want feedback on or something like that, let me know. I'll be glad to answer it if I can. All right, we are charged up once again. So got the basic residential stuff taken care of. I'm thinking we are going to put. I think we might put the officer quarters right on the other side of this. All right, and then what I was thinking about to solve the oxygen problem is just putting more of the air vents above it. But I might do something slightly different with that. Trying to decide if I want to cut into the floor here. See, I'm really... Let's see. Because that's 4 beds. Because one of the things that I was thinking... Now, I have a tendency of thinking inside my head a little too much. I don't always vocalize what I'm planning here. So let's try. So what I'm thinking is maybe doing something like this. Where we have it come out over the bed area here. So there would be something like this. Make sure that we have connectors on both sides. Yes? Yes, okay. There you go. So I'm thinking something like that, and then what we'll do is for the rest of the room... Oh, you know what? I just got rid of the damn blocks too, didn't I? Now, we said we wanted to keep our crew safe, so we're gonna try keeping our crew safe. And basically what you'll end up with is something along these lines. Whoop. Alright. So now when you're in here... There we go. So now when you're in here, basically, you'll have an area to sleep here. This will be recessed. We'll put some lighting in up over here. This is all closed in, obviously. You'll be able to go in and out through the door there. You have a view here. I'm kind of liking this for general crew quarters. course, I could... Because if we take this one out, we could put the change stations in here. I might just put the change station in over here. Put like 2 of them in here or something. So you'll end up with this. Alright. Getting random sound effects here. What was that one? Sounded like a new follow. Alright. So I'm thinking something along those lines. And what we'll end up with is we'll end up closing this off as well. There you go. So it'll look like something along those lines. So we end up with a nice little bit of space in there. The crew can sleep safely. And if they ever piss me off, I just take the door out and wall them in. Alright. So now we can move... You are going to go... So we can actually do cargo here. Are you not able to connect for some reason? Ah, there it goes. Okay. So we do 1, 2. Let's do 3. Alright, and from here we did the same thing, so we're going to go ahead and bring this over to 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Okay. Now, part of the reason why I'm doing this is because this helps me to find space a little bit better. So since I know I'm putting my cargo here, and part of the reason for putting cargo here is so that we can use this kind of as a buffer area. We want our really vital stuff to be as protected as possible. So we're going to go ahead and put cargo there. I'm going to put refineries on the outer wall here. Probably 4, maybe 8 to a side. I haven't decided yet. And we'll have assemblers joining it all together. So let's go ahead and grab... So let's do 1 more of these. Because the idea is that this is a more of a battle carrier than a true battleship. And it's not being built around the PvP aspect, it's a PvE build. So I'm not quite so worried about the survivability, the overall like PvP based survivability of the ship. I'm more worried about the ability to survive pirates. So that work there. If we do so, how do I want to run the refineries is the question. Alright, let's do this first. Because at one point I was actually thinking to do something like this. Let's see here. Yeah. So let's go like that. So what I had been thinking at one point was something like that. And then we do the same over here. Because then what we can do is we can use and 4. So those are lined up. Those are all lined up, right? Yes, okay. Okay, so what that allows us to do, that gives us 8 refineries on board. And then we can run assemblers on either side. So we have... There we go. This. Now what we want to do is be careful with the way we align these because we want them to be able to get to upgrade modules. 1, 2... Now we do the same on this side. Stand that up on end. And we want to rotate. Right. Okay, so we'll make sure here that all of these are lined up the same. They are perfect. She's allergic to spray paint and tried body painting herself? Oh. First rule of paint, always check your allergies. Well, thankfully they're okay, right? Well, other than the hospital stay, but you know. Okay, so you're done. Stairs, stairs, light. Okay. So we got that. We're gonna run one set of these down. And one set of these up. You're there. Oh. Okay, so the stairs going down are going to go into our actual engineering section, which will have all of our power, our secondary gyro systems, actually maybe even our primary gyro systems. Exactly, Shades. Exactly. Alright, so let's grab our passageway blocks. Now, I like, actually, you know what, let's use the sealed, or enclosed is what they call it. There we go. So we're going to use the enclosed. That should be, one down. Oh, did I go too far? I may have gone too far. Yep. Okay, there we go. So that gives us stairs down to this level. And we are going to go, since it's already attached, should still be attached, yes, okay. There we go. Really? Swear. There we go. Now we can put the corners in again. And that gets us down to this level. What we're going to do is we're going to go like so. And we're going to put an airlock in because, well, you know, you always want an airlock. Love that block. Okay. So that gets us down into our engineering section. Because that's going to give us... How many blocks is it? 2... 3? Yeah, that should be good. Alright. So that gives us an idea of where we need to have everything tied in at. I'm going to go ahead and close this off because those things leave a little gap that even though they're airtight, that little gap in there annoys me, so... we're going to do this. So upstairs is going to be left open. That comes around. Did I take that one block? Oh, son of a... So I just did all of... Oh. Son of a... Needs to be there. The entire thing was off by one block. Yep, one of those days. And so we went 1, 2, yes, okay. So that's what we did last time. We're gonna go ahead and do one more of those. Well, like I said last time, I want to fill those in because the little spaces that thing leaves by default annoy me. So that's an airlock that gets us there. That actually works out a little bit better for us. Make water glowing by applying more than 10,000 volts to it. Not close the thing. Yeah. Yeah, you can do fun stuff with electricity and water. Just depends on how evil and vindictive you feel. All right. Okay, so just to show you what we got going on, we're gonna drift down here, latch in. There we go. Okay, so we should have the ability to go all the way down to the airlock, which we do. Okay. Really? Fine. Sheesh. Too much Alien versus Predator back in the day. Alright. So now this one is going to go up at least to this level. So we need to go at least there. So let's go ahead and have this go like so. And then you are going to go now. I haven't decided which way I'm going to take this yet, so I may end up doing something like, no, I want you instead. Yeah. So I may end up doing something where we have a hallway running forward to aft. I don't know yet. Let me know what you think. What do you think we should do with it? So this is eventually going to become the upper area, and then we're going to have... So this is pointing aft. This is pointing forward, up towards bow. And I'm thinking that somewhere around here-ish. Yeah, probably starting here. We're going to have it work its way back and up into our bridge area. So if we do that, we go here. Let's go like this, like this. And I'm thinking basically the bridge is at this level. Or maybe we'll do a... Oh, no, I know what we can do. We'll put the bridge at this level. Because if we put the bridge here, take this out. And then what I'm thinking is we will take all that out. Oh, I don't have any girders. I need to grab some girders. Oh, this way. Because I like having a bit more of an aggressive bridge, so I'm thinking... Let's grab 100 of those. Perfect. Whee! Alright, so we said that this is going to be here, so let's go for... 4. Alright, so you are the center line there, right? So how far out did we take you? That's too far. Because we're going to count this off the center, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll be enough. So 5 counting the center, it's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we are going to go... and we're just basically marking the edge of the space here. So that's where our bridge, that's where our window for our bridge is going to be. I think I like that. Okay. And then what we're thinking here for the bridge itself. So where do my 2x1s go? There we go. That's what I was looking for. And we want that. Like a so. No, that's not what I want. I don't want that. I want... And so we said that's going to be... that. I think that's how I want them. And then this will actually get, this entire column here will get stripped down to fall in line with the rest of it. So if we can take you out. And that window goes flying away. Come here. Thank you. Let's go ahead and strip this down a little bit so we can get it all done so we don't have things floating away later. Have I ever played Mountain Blade? Yes, I have played Mountain Blade. I haven't played it in a very long time, but I have played it. Many, many moons ago. All right. So you're still attached to the back of the ship. That's good. Before we go too much further, just to make sure everything stays attached. We said you are the bridge, so you are going... Why? What's your question, Sharky? Or were you just asking if I'd ever played it before? Just being curious. Do I like it? I like aspects of it. One of the reasons why I started playing it at all was because I used to play a game called Worm Online. For those who don't know, it's a really old MMO. Still around, actually. But it was one of the games that Notch worked on, or it was the big game that Notch worked on before he did Minecraft. And while he was working on Worm, he actually started working on Minecraft. So, and I kind of got interested in the game. So Notch worked on Worm, not Blade, not Mountain Blade. So just to clarify. But how it all comes back to tie together is that Worm Online basically was trying to do a real-time position-based PvP system And Mountain Blade was one of the games that people referenced when they were saying this is what we would like to see as far as a combat system like this implemented. So. That was why I was first introduced to the game. It's like I had friends at the time that had talked about the game, and I just really never had an interest in it. And when people started saying, "Well, this is what we would like to see," and some of the folks on the development side were like, "This is kind of what we're aiming for," I figured I would go check it out and see, you know, what it was like. So. Yeah, I know my energy reserve's low. Just trying to get enough of this done that we can actually get some of the... Alright, so we're going to do... So we're going to do that. So I need... Alright, let's do this then. Am I going to be able to use that? I don't think I'm going to be able to use that. I think I'm going to have to use that. Especially if I want it to be airtight. Actually, you know what? Oh. And what we'll do here is we'll give ourselves a bit of an overhang. It'd be interesting to see if we can actually make that airtight. Alright, so... What we're going to do here is we're going to tie this one in like so. Now, like I said, I'm not sure if that's going to allow me to keep that airtight or not, but we'll find out when we get there. Alright, so yeah, my energy has gotten low enough that I actually do need to be worried about it. So let's go ahead and grab this out of here. Grab that one. There we go. And now we can recharge. I'm paying attention. I'm more worried about my oxygen than I am my power. Sheesh. Alright. Speaking of, I may as well go ahead and refill my oxygen too while I'm here, right? There we go. One of the nice things about having a ship with oxygen piped into it is it recharges everything when you plug in. You go in here. Yeah, what's going to be a brutal piece is when we start piping in. Oops. There we go. How do you misplace a ship that big? Alright, so... Alright, so that's going to be our bridge area. We're going to bring this over. Like so. I will probably do something to mix this up a little bit. I may even make this a slightly suspended bridge area. So basically have this come back like so, and have a little bit of space in there. I haven't decided yet. If I do, I may actually put a couple of forward firing weapons or something, maybe a torpedo launcher or something in here. That might be kind of cool. The final countdown. Great. Thanks, Sharky. Love you too, buddy. Alright. At least it's not the danger zone, right? Yeah. So what do we got here? It's 1, 2, so 2, 3, 4. I like my work areas to be somewhat enlarged. So let's go ahead and do do I want to go that aggressive on the top? Because what I'm thinking here is actually, know what we could do. So we could do that. And that gives us a little bit of a hook nose. Because what we're going to end up with is if we do this, if we do it this way, we're going to end up with this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. When they jump one on me? Yeah, sometimes it happens. There we go. As far as keeping track of all of them, it's just practice. Honestly, it really is. Alright, so then we go... How do I want to tie this off here? Now, see, because I had thought about having a wraparound view, and I'm thinking what we're going to do is we'll have a forward view. We might do some verticals on this side, on the sides. I don't know yet. $500. Hey man, I tell you what, there's some awesome scripts and mods out there right now on Space Engineers that will do things like if they clean up your the grid titles, all your block names, to make it a little bit easier to find stuff. So whatever you name the grid, so if you name your grid like micro grinder or something like that, it'll change, it appends in whatever the name is, so that all of your stuff on one grid shares that name. Because I'm getting lazy about that, and I'm not wanting to go back and rename things on the grid. But so if we go, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just do this for now. You are there. Alright, I think should just make this look a little nicer. We're gonna do this. Just to make it look a little nicer in here. Now, I'm still not sure how I want to tie this stuff together. No. So if we do that, and that, nice, Sharky. Very nice. Okay, so that gives us our fantasy bridge. Because if you were actually building a combat ship in space, you would not actually have giant windows. The command section would be hidden somewhere within the ship. You know, that's even if that was if you were even going to put people on it. So let's go ahead and take this out for now. Like I said, we'll figure out what we want to do with that at some point. We know that that line's going to carry back. We're going to assume that this line is going to carry back a little bit. So that's the general assumption that we're making, is that this stuff is going to carry back somehow. And I'm thinking we're going to do this. And then again, just to keep this whole thing tied together here a little bit. So when I cut these out, so we're gonna do, actually put that block back. Grab the airlock block really quick. Drop that there. Now, do I want to have that come in off the center? Oh, you know what? Oh, crap. I can't use that block there. Damn it. It'd be awesome if I could. I want them to, so one of the passage blocks, so just, I know I'm thinking to myself here again. So one of the passage blocks is this T-shaped intersection, but they don't have one for the window. But I could probably... Let's use this one instead. So if we do that, then we can use this one. There. And then we have this go down. Alright, so let's try this. So that goes that way, comes out. Here. We can then tie that whole thing back together like this. And then we bring this back in like so. Military transporter, not my problem. Okay. Now we can have that swing around over here to match up with this area. And that gives us an idea of what we need as far as spacing is concerned for all of our stuff. And what we'll do is do that. We should be close enough to something vented. Like that here, so we could bring that piping up and over. Okay, so that's our center line. That's going to swing her back around. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. I'm just trying to get an idea of what I want to do. So basically what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to have this loop around back and come back down this way. And what we'll do is we'll have a section in here that'll have venting on it that's tied into the rest of the supply network so that we'll be able to get the stairwell pressurized. And then we'll have the upper bridge area pressurized as well. And I think for that we're going to go, because you are center lined, if we run to there, we'll be able to run it up this line here. Is there somewhere that I can tie it into? Nope, I'm gonna have to run it up on this side. Okay, if I'm running it on this side, then it doesn't really matter. All right. Okay, so I think that's going to do it for us today. I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun hanging out with you. You got to see the beginnings of the command section. This is going to be a hell of a view when it's done. Look at that. So yeah, alright, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you all have a fabulous day. I want to thank you for stopping in. Have a terrific holiday season, a fantastic new year, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. And happy holidays, all. Man, this is gonna be... Now I get to go back and fill all this space in to get our floors built out. I still have to build the reactors too.